It's Friday night, so you know what that means. Another episode of the Redox 5. And even though I was playing hooky for the summer, I'm here at headquarters in Salt Lake City with members of the Medical Professional Board. And we have a special guest for you tonight, Hunter Dean, who's going to let you in on some of the secrets that he shared. Well, maybe not, but maybe just a little bit of a tease. But anyway, let me just introduce the regulars here. We have Jim and Ann Glenn. Jim is our big money man from San Antonio, and Ann is his beautiful wife, who's a personal trainer and nutritionist. And of course, Dr. Lee Osler, dentist extraordinaire, and the author of now 3 best-selling books through Asea, Redox Matters, Healthy Matters, and Why It Matters. We also have Dr. Aaron Kaufman from New Mexico, right? I can never get Arizona, New Mexico. Yeah. Anyway, so he's here as a member of the medical board. So he's going to be jumping in and sharing with us as well. And without further ado, we're going to bring on Hunter Dean. He's amazing. He's vice president over our production facility. He's a chemical engineer with an incredible fund of knowledge. And he just has taken this to a whole nother level. We've been here, we toured the production facility, we went through some interesting information that's coming out. We talked about what we're going to be sharing for those of you who are coming to the convention. And for those of you who are not, please don't miss out on this event. Not only are we going to have an amazing convention in September in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but also the day before is the medical board, the Science Behind Redox meeting, where you're going to learn a lot of the details of Redox and some of the other products that we share. So anyway, without further ado, let me bring on Hunter Dean. Hunter, come on and share with us what you can, get us all excited about convention.
Great. Thank you so much, Maureen. Hopefully you guys can hear me all right. Just a couple of thumbs up. Okay, great. So Maureen kind of went through what we were talking about today. We're getting the presentation ready for the Science Behind Redox session at convention this year. We're really excited about it. If those of you that were attending the impact tours, we talked about some really good keywords to be able to talk about products, right? With cell signaling, we talked about tiny molecules. Because they're tiny, they're absorbed. Once they're absorbed, there's an on-off switch that begins the cascade, and that contributes to our resilience to stress and overall wellness. So we took that concept and we actually applied that to the cell performance line. So for the first time at the Science Behind Redox session, we'll be talking about those keywords behind the cell performance products. And what the structure of the meeting is going to be is we're going to talk about those keywords, but then we're going to dig into them a little bit deeper with all of the members of the Medical Professional Board kind of presenting on a topic and kind of give you the so what behind each one of those keywords. Okay, so what if it works as an on-off switch? What does that mean? What are the benefits behind it? So it's going to be a great meeting. Again, we have quite a few people signed up, but if you have not yet bought your ticket for the Science Behind Redox session, we encourage you to do so. It's going to be an amazing time. It's going to be an amazing event full of great information. The other thing I want to kind of hint here is we are going to be talking about, for the first time, a university study that was conducted about Asea Redox pertaining to longevity. And so that is something that is exclusive for this event. It will not be mentioned later on at the main sessions of convention. So if you want to hear that information, you need to be at the Science Behind Redox session the day before convention begins.
Thank you. And also, Donald Lynn, who's going to be joining us here in just a second, has a very powerful presentation there as well with some really cutting edge information that you are going to want to hear, that again, you're only going to hear at the Science Behind Redox session. So I know it's coming in a day early, but y'all, come in, spend a day, absorb as much as you can, because this is, for a lot of us, this is our passion, it's our mission, it's what we want to share with people. And the more knowledge we can get, the more conviction we can have for sharing this. And I guess let me stop here. And Dr. Lee, you want to jump on and give tell us tell everybody what we're talking about and give the disclaimer.
Hi, everybody. What a pleasure to be here in Pleasant Grove, Utah at the Medical Professional Board meeting. We had a full day today. We are talking about redox signaling, the science of redox signaling. Asea Global is a supplement company. It's a cellular health company, and we're governed by regulations and laws pertaining to supplement regulations. And so we do not make any claims or talk about diseases or state medical disorders. We are fully compliant with that. And so that's our medical disclaimers. We're not diagnosing, treating, or curing anything. We are talking about redox signaling, and maybe I'd like to kick it back to Hunter to maybe tell people kind of in a language. There's people who will be joining us from all over the world, actually, who may not understand what it is we're even talking about. Like, what is a redox thing, and why is this a cellular health phenomenon? Hunter?
Yeah, great. Thank you. So really, when you talk about cell signaling, the first part you have to consider is the concept of redox, right? Redox chemistry. And when we talk about redox is an abbreviation for reduction and oxidation. In chemistry, we learn the term oil rig. Oxidation is lose, reduction is gain. And redox chemistry has to do with the transfer of electrons. And so through the transfer of electrons, there is a transfer of energy. And so when we talk about cell signaling, think about your cell phone. In order to send a text or make a call, there is a certain amount of energy required to do so. And similarly in the cells, in order to have cell signaling or cellular communication occur, there is a certain amount of energy necessary for that signal to be sent from cell to cell. Why that cellular communication is important is it's that cellular communication that basically tells the cells how to function, how to take care of themselves, how to keep you healthy. And so what we do with our patented electrolysis process is build signaling molecules that are high energy molecules that stimulate cellular communication via cell signaling. And these are redox reactions. So when we talk about redox, reduction, oxidation, and we're using redox chemistry to enhance the cellular communication that is so essential to maintaining health. The key component of that is a resilience to stress. Our ability to respond to stress is central to our overall health and wellness.
Hunter, if you don't mind, how big of a deal is this? I mean, we've been on the market for 14 years. We're now in 33 countries, but yet people still, very few know anything about it. How big of a deal are these reductants and oxidants, reduction and oxidation, in the health and wellness, athletic? I mean, whatever you can say, this is kind of a big deal, correct?
Yeah, there is no bigger deal, right? These redox reactions are central to life. Without redox chemistry, there is no life on this planet. And so these are as big of a deal as possible as far as your health is concerned, because it's what's keeping all of us alive. It's what's keeping every form of life on this planet is possible because of these redox reactions that happen in the body. Absolutely.
Maureen?
Hey, Jim, since we have Donna Lynn scooted in with her broken leg, I'd love for her to give a little snippet of what she's going to be sharing.
Yeah.
Since teaser.
Lower your camera. If we're going to use Aaron or yours, but lower your camera a little bit, Maureen. There you go. There you go.
Hey guys.
Donna Lynn.
Hey there. I'm sorry we were late. We've kind of been on the go all day long, but I am excited about
real quick, Donna Lynn.
The Science Day and all the information we're going to get to share. Everybody knows I'm a midwife, and I have used Redox in my clinic. And so now I'm going to get to talk about it, and you don't want to miss this. It's going to be good. The corporation has jumped in and helped so much to make sure the message is clear. And and compliant, but it's going to be fun too. So you guys get your tickets to the Science Day. It's only 2 hours from 2 to 4, and you will be full to the top when you hear what we are all going to get to talk about.
Yeah, we're
Excellent.
excited. It's the echo.
Go ahead, Maureen.
I'm just smiling. I'm just like, I'm sorry. You know what? We can't share a lot, because we're on the medical board. So we kind of have the keys to the kingdom. We get to see behind the curtain, and just some of the stuff that's coming out, you guys. We always knew we had our hands on something that was an absolute miraculous breakthrough. We've all experienced it. Every single person on this call has had an amazing response to it. And that's why we're so really passionate about sharing either ourselves or somebody that we loved and cared about. But now, to be in a position where we have such solid science and such an incredible team who are, really taking this to the next level and really doing some basic foundational work that you're going to hear about, that you're going to learn about, some of it just at the Science Behind Redox. It won't be on the main stage. So if you want to hear it, and it's groundbreaking, honestly. And I don't know if we can talk about the new technology that's coming to the convention that has to Oh, okay, super. Well, the company has invested in this technology that we got to try out. It was actually pretty horrifying, but it does an analysis of your skin. I won't be sharing photos, but what it does is it literally, you put your face in there and it takes pictures of your skin. So everything from elasticity, moisture, oil, pore size, you name it, sun damage is measured by this thing. And so we would do it and then use the clay mask and then redo it. And it was pretty amazing how it changes things like the oil on your face, the size of your pores, moisture. I will tell you what was amazing is that I left the mask on a little bit too long. And so it kind of dried out. When they did the moisture on my face, I was like at 30, which I guess was pretty good for my age. And then it went down to 20 because I wore the mask because we were talking for, like 30, 40 minutes. And then I used the moisturizer, our hydrating moisturizer, y'all. And I don't listen, Hunter. That's probably the product that I never get around to. I do all the others and then I forget about the moisturizer. I will never forget the moisturizer again. I used the moisturizer and then they had me wipe it off so they could do the analysis. It went from 20 after drying it out a bit to 50. So pretty amazing, absolutely amazing. And they're going to have this technology so that you can see what our skincare products really do. Fabulous. So anyway, I'm really excited about that. There are so many things going on, you guys. Do not miss convention. Do not miss the Science Behind Redox. What's that? Oh, you're going to show your face? Fabulous.
This is the equipment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's
that piece of equipment.
What is that called, Hunter? What is that machine called?
We call it a facial analyzer.
The facial analyzer.
Facial analyzer. Love it.
So yeah, Lee had his done. I forgot. Do you have some pictures? You might want to share yours.
Cool.
We don't like sharing them. We girls don't like sharing them because we look like zombies in some of these pictures. They're very scary. Can you see? Yeah, blow it up on the side. That's looking at the oil on his face, the one with the kind of green stuff showing the T-zone on his face.
Oh, yeah, I see the T.
Okay.
Show your pores, Lee. Nobody wants to see that.
What do you think for the age of your?
Okay, oh, you look pretty good in your photos. Huh. Well, he takes pretty good care of it. And you're using all the products, don't you?
Was that the one?
So,
yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
So exciting. You know what? Here, you look for a second. I gotta go grab it. Kleenex.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, real quick, Hunter, if you don't mind, explain what the clay mask is, because we're seeing some really crazy things on what, not just for the face, but on other parts of the body as well.
Yeah.
What makes this clay mask, the bentonite clay mask with Redox in it, so unique?
Yeah, well, first, to make it as a unique product, it's the only clay mask in the world that contains redox signaling molecules. So there's one point for uniqueness. there's a unique synergy that happens when you apply the clay mask. That clay is working to pull the impurities out of your skin, right? The oils, the dirts, kind of the things that get stuck into your pores. That's why you see a reduction in pore size on that facial analyzer. But at the same time, anytime you clean your skin, there's a degree of irritation that happens, right? There's a degree of kind of abrasion and things like that will irritate the skin to a small level. That's where redox signaling molecules come in. Redox signaling molecules are incredibly effective at helping the cells combat inflammation due to things like irritation and things like that. So you have this real synergistic effect of the cleansing, purifying properties of the clay with the replenishing effects of the signaling molecules. And so it's really a great product that we're seeing amazing results in. And I've seen a lot of different applications. You guys are very, very creative in how you use the product for sure.
Does it matter whether should you always use the clay mask first, then renew, or can you use the renew first, then the clay mask, and then maybe renew again? Does it matter?
How we recommend is to use the clay mask first and then renew following that. The reason for that is when we talk about signaling molecules, we know that they work through absorption, right? So when you're applying that Renew 28 or that clay mask to your skin, signaling molecules are absorbed into the skin, right? But if we think about what's on your skin prior to cleansing it with the clay mask, there are oils and dirt that are present in your skin that will react and denature signaling molecules. So it almost provides a barrier to absorption of Renew 28. And so clay mask can really supercharge Renew 28 in that it's providing an extremely clean surface to stimulate the absorption of the signaling molecules in Renew 28.
Okay, so should people be using the cleanser first, then the clay mask?
That's how we've been doing
You
it.
absolutely could. Skincare is such a personal area, and a lot of people have different preferences. I would,
Hunter,
I would say you could certainly do the cleansing before the clay mask. I like to use the clay mask as kind of my cleaning agent for my skin personally. But I would recommend people try it and see what works best for them, what makes their skin feel as good as they want it to feel.
Okay, now I want to get some clarity from Dr. Maureen Hayes. Dr. Hayes, how often are you using the clay mask? And then I want to get,
you know what, when I first got it, I was having such great results. I was using it every day, but they say you use it only maybe 2-3 times a week because it is drying. And I don't have dry skin. So I would not have thought, I didn't notice a drying of my skin, but when I saw it on that machine, I was like, wow, that does dry the skin out. And, the difference when I put the moisturizer on. So, you know what, it's probably prudent to just use it maybe up to 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Make sure you're moisturizing with it. Most of us don't realize how dry our skin actually is or that it needs that additional moisture. But if you have dry skin, then be careful because it will dry. And the other thing is, I've actually even slept in it. It's amazing. You wake up the next morning without a line on your face, but it's just the dried mask. So you know what, don't do that. Wear it for like 10 minutes, get the feeling, you'll feel it tighten up, then go ahead and rinse it off and then pat dry, try not to rub your face too much. And then go ahead and, what I like to do is if I'm using the mask, I like to follow it with the intensive serum.
Yeah.
Kind of get a little extra something, right? You can use the Renew 28, then you can trouble spot with that. But if I'm only using the intensive serum a couple of times a week, I'm going to do it all over my face and all over my neck just to get that added benefit. But what we're finding works the best is, wash your face or don't, use the clay mask and then follow up with a Redox product, whether it's the Renew 28 or the intensive mask or both. You can use both because
the serum.
like
You meant the serum.
that just lays the foundation. That's going to clean your face. So anything else you put on it is going to be sucked right in. So, some people use some other products as well, but I would go from that. I would use after that, the toner. A lot of people are using the toner to get additional, dirt off of their face. Great if you want to do it. What I would do is take another little bit of that and pat it back on, because not only are there ingredients in there that soothe the skin, but it also helps to put the probiotics for your skin back on there. And that's a protective level. Then you're going to follow up with that glow serum, which is absolutely amazing. Different from the intensive serum. That's all redox molecules, concentrated redox molecules. The glow serum has high quality vitamin C. You hear all about this. Vitamin C is so important for our skin, and 2 different forms of hyaluronic acid in it, and other ingredients that are going to be good for protecting and healing the skin. So make sure you're using that serum. It's amazing. And y'all, I will not be running out the door without my moisturizer now. I just cannot believe the difference. So if you're starting to show, signs of aging, you have a little bit of drying on your skin, make sure you're putting that hydrating moisturizer on as your last step.
Yeah.
Now, traditionally, real quick, this.
I'd like to ask Hunter a question if I could, Jim, first.
Yeah.
Jim, let me ask Hunter a question. We've been here in the Asea Center. We had a meeting today about science. I'm wondering if he'd take a minute and kind of give us a preview of his thinking about where we're going with science and redox biochemistry, and how that's coming from the top down and where it's going into the future. Would you mind doing that, Hunter?
Yeah, absolutely. So we discussed several research projects that are currently underway with the Medical Professional Board today. We discussed strategy as far as how we're going to pursue pushing the ball forward, right? Asea's vision, the first half of the vision, is to be the recognized global leaders in cellular health and redox, right? And so in order to do so, we have to put our money where our mouth is. We have to invest into research projects to help us move the science forward. So one of the things that we're looking into is there's kind of 2 sides to the coin with our research. One is understanding the Asea product itself better. How can we enhance the product? How can we improve the shelf life of these signaling molecules? They are high energy, unstable molecules after all. And how can we continue to improve our processes? The other side of that coin is, how does it work in the body, right? And so what we're doing from a university research standpoint is trying to target specific pathways in the body. And that has to do with gene regulation, right? So we're trying to develop experiments that will tell us what genes are switched on and off. There's that keyword, right? An on-off switch. What genes are turned off and on, and what downline health benefits result from those genes being regulated the way they are by the Asea Redox product. And so that's kind of the direction that we're going with our university research, is trying to understand at a granular level, how do these signaling molecules interact within the cell, and what genes are turned on and off, and what implications does that have for overall health and our ability to be resilient to stress. The other thing I would say is as we discover more with each one of these university research projects, it absolutely funnels into our product development strategy. Product development and university research really go hand in hand. And we develop products based on the findings from our university research. It really is a cool dynamic to be able to push the science forward and then utilize those findings to develop new products, right? The clay mask is an example of that. We kind of figured out a little bit more on how to stabilize signaling molecules, and we were able to apply that technology to create the first clay mask in the world with redox signaling molecules. And so we're really excited about where the science is headed. We're kind of at a point globally where people are starting to take note of redox and how it relates to our overall health. There are conferences around the world talking about this. And so to be at a company that is at the forefront of that technology is really exciting for me as an engineer and as a scientist.
Jim, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to comment, it's kind of silly about the facial care system, because I have never used a facial care system in my life until now. So Dr. Kaufman and Dr. Osler, are you guys using this stuff?
All right.
Come on, Aaron.
Yes. He had his test.
So we're trying.
And I love it. You know, I almost the same regimen as Maureen. A lot of days I'll leave off the toner and the advanced serum, or the
glow.
the glow serum. But I do the clay mask probably 2 to 3 times a week, and definitely after that I use Renew 28, and then problem areas I use the advanced serum around the eyes and so forth. And then I just love, I would never miss the moisturizer. It's the most wonderful moisturizer I've ever used by far. I've got problem skin, and it's like there's no problem anymore.
Cool.
Yeah, I love to know, Maureen, that you it went to 50 after you did the moisturizer. That's quite amazing. And a little trick with the toner is, we at our skin cell clinic last night, we poured it into a small spray bottle, the toner, and just spray it on. Of course, eyes shut. And you know, the toner is good for the firmness, but it was very handy to spray it versus pouring it on people's palm of their hand. And of course, we finish off with the serum and the moisturizer, which we absolutely love. But Hunter, you were talking about the Renew 28 and the clay. So do you think the clay, the bentonite, accelerates the Renew 28, which is why it's so powerful? Would you say that it's accelerating everything Renew already was doing? Now the clay is just amping it up. Is that what you would say by having that combination?
Yeah, so the clay mask prepares your skin to more effectively absorb Renew 28. So because you're removing the dirt and the oil from your skin, that impedes the absorption of those signaling molecules from Renew 28. Because you're removing that barrier, Renew 28 can be more effectively absorbed by the skin. And so you're, I guess, in a way, supercharging the results that you'll get from Renew 28.
Yeah. You know, for our personal benefit, Jim started it on a mole he had for a long time. And it already did like 75% reduction just by continually doing clay. Why do you think it works on, Sean Burke has done it on an injury? And, you know, of course, somebody's not going to take time to clean and all that. They're just going to throw it on where they hurt. So is that, again, the same thing? The clay is just making the Renew work that much better?
Maybe allow it to go deeper?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the clay mask itself has signaling molecules in it as well. So it's going to go to work immediately on that. And then also you're going to improve the efficacy of Renew 28. One of the things we're going to talk about, so I'm not going to go too deep into this because we're going to talk about it at convention. So here's another shameless plug: go to convention.
Yeah.
There are very specific pathways in the body that are tied to combating inflammation. Inflammation is almost always tied to discomfort, right? And so if you can upregulate pathways that combat inflammation, you are going to improve or reduce discomfort. And so we're going to go into that. We have university research specifically on that topic that we will be talking about at convention. But that's kind of a hint as to why Sean Burke uses the clay mask and the Renew 28 in the way that he does, is because of the concept of inflammation and the associated pathways that the signaling molecules work with.
Maybe we could segue with that question about bringing up Sean Burke. You could comment perhaps on redox signaling and athletic performance. We talked about that a little bit today, even here in the board meeting. But could you address that? And then when you're done, I'd like Dr. Kaufman, because he's done a considerable amount of endurance running and exercise and so forth. And I've heard him tell some interesting stories about his experience with recovery.
Yeah, absolutely. So Schomburg was telling us a few protocols that he's developed to get the most out of the products. And it was really interesting to kind of hear what he was doing in order to stimulate those effects. But really, what happens from an athletic performance standpoint is when you work out, there is a certain amount of inflammation that occurs. It's inevitable, right? You're under oxidative stress when you work out. You're going to undergo oxidative stress, and that is going to result in inflammation. And so if you have a product, redox signaling molecules, that can help you recover from that inflammation more quickly, that translates to being able to add more volume to your workout. You're going to be able to work out more frequently. You're going to be able to work out harder because you're able to recover from that oxidative stress and inflammation resulting from your workouts. And that was really what Sean was kind of seeing and explaining to us. It was really interesting to see kind of a case study of the science in action, so to speak, and how he was working to optimize the results that he was getting with his products, or with these products, with his own protocols, which he will be talking about at the Science Behind Redox session. So go to that session.
Aaron,
you were going to talk about
performance. So I can corroborate that based on my own experience. What got me using Asea Redox initially was looking at the early athletic studies that showed increase in the time to reach ventilatory thresholds. And I've been a runner for 46 years until I trashed my hip and so forth, and lived at 7,000 feet above in Cedar Crest, New Mexico, above Albuquerque, and would run out my back door for 25 years at 7,000 feet up to 8,000 feet through the Cibola National Forest and back. And within a month of drinking the redox molecules, just like the studies showed, I was pushing up the mountain 20 to 50 yards further at all 8 places where I'd maxed myself. And I was like, I couldn't get enough air and so forth. So I'd reached VO2 max. And within 3 months of drinking it, I had set new personal best times for these trails that at that time I had been running 16 years by 20% a month before I turned 60. So I experienced all that Sean was talking about. I don't know if the other story Lee wanted me to share was I also learned the hard way that redox molecules don't cure stupid. So, I was running down the mountain, coming back down from 8,000 feet one day, and I tripped, and, very rocky trails. And retrospectively, I shouldn't have been running downhill. But nonetheless, I fractured my skull and ripped my face open, had 7 stitches here, 3 here. And we were talking about some of the, concepts. I drank, it took me 20 minutes to get off the mountain. And my daughter took me to the emergency room to be examined and sewed up. I drank a whole bottle of Asea, 32-ounce bottle on the way in, probably saved a whole lot of brain cells, and my eyebrow was ripped loose. I had a big gash here, 7 stitches and 3 here, and I was rubbing the Renew into the wounds, and they stopped hurting, and they stopped bleeding like that. And, we've talked a number of times, you guys, about me showing a video of how quickly my face healed. But it healed really quickly. In 2 weeks, you could almost not tell that I'd had anything happen.
That's amazing.
Cool. Okay. I want to bring in all the other products and whoever feels best, qualified, Hunter or anybody. But the nutrition, cell performance, again, the skincare, and obviously redox. For people out there now that either think they're healthy, and they just don't know they've got something brewing until symptoms show. and then those that are struggling. Why is it important to take the whole total health approach that I believe we offer? Why is every piece so important, being that they're all tied to the fundamentals of redox? Someone
Take
talk.
a straw.
Yeah.
Grab it.
So what I would say to that is through our redox signaling molecule products, we have an overall health approach, right? The concept is you are enabling your body to take better care of itself, right? We're not using anything foreign to the body. These are all compounds that are naturally created by the body. And so the redox signaling molecule helps build the base, so to speak. And it is using, again, everything is completely native to your body. It helps your body take care of your body. There are times where there are specific targeted results that we need in life. You know, there are times during the day where I have low energy. At that time, you can leverage redox ingredients that stimulate redox pathways in the body to generate energy. Enter cell performance energy. There are times when I'm in a meeting and I need to focus and be tied into what's going on because there's some big decisions being made here at corporate. I take a redox mind because I know that I can leverage redox ingredients to cause redox pathways to fire that enhances focus. And so while we're building the base and helping the body take care of the body with native compounds to the body with redox signaling molecules, taking cell performance gives you targeted results on top of that. And by taking redox signaling molecules from the blue bottle, Renew 28, and products like that, you're actually enhancing your body's ability to process the ingredients in cell performance. So there's a real synergy when the products come together. The other plug that, if I can, is that there are long-term health benefits to taking these cell performance products that we will discuss at convention during some of the breakout sessions. These are not just functional beverages. These are not your energy drinks from the gas station where all I'm looking for is a quick boost of energy and I take it 2 hours later, it's gone. Energy is absolutely provided by redox energy, but there are long-term health benefits that are had by taking these products consistently. And that's because we're stimulating redox pathways. So there's my take on it.
Okay,
Oh, that's
that
great.
one word
I'll jump in
consistent.
and follow there, especially with regard in the cell performance line with redox mind. You know, one of the core elements of anti-aging and of cell regeneration is our ability to do DNA repair. And so the question is, what triggers that? What turns it on? What enables our cells to regenerate and repair and renew is genetic material. And there's very specific processes that are coded for in the cell with regards to DNA, activating DNA repair, both single strand and double strand. And those all, not all, but many of them go through what's called sirtuin activation. And when you back that up, we realize that NMN, which is an ingredient in redox mind, is one of the important precursors to NAD, which only we can make inside our cells, which is what activates sirtuins, which is what turns on DNA repair mechanisms, and autophagy, or the cell renewal processes in the cell, especially when we sleep or when we fast. And so all of these are redox driven, meaning redox active events that are going on in the cell that play on this redox landscape. And fortunately, this NMN is one of the important ingredients in mind. And so the stacking idea, the idea of you take it consistently such that you have cumulative effects and it builds, and you maintain a presence of that in your body such that you can optimize DNA repair, which is all about anti-aging, obviously. So that's one example from the cell performance line, where this concept of continuing it and not just using it as a functional beverage, like to boost your energy, or I need to think good today only, So I'll take it as I need it. That it all plays into that. Jim?
Okay. Maureen, and then I've got a question for Don Lynn as well. But Maureen, can you maybe talk about because I think a huge missing piece, and this is where Ann's expertise comes into play, but is the nutrition. Yep. The body has to have the necessary parts to be able to do the repair work. Could you maybe discuss a little bit about that, please? Because it's the whole package, and we can't leave nutrition out.
Right.
Well, I always talk about your body as being like a vehicle, right? And you have to have fuel that you're putting in the tank, and then that's our nutritional products, whether it's our nutrition or the food that you're eating. And where the redox plays is in the engine, in the cell itself, making the energy. So you have to have both. And we know when we first, the company first got started and all they had was the redox liquid, what we found is that the more good people did for their bodies, the better the products worked. So you got a bigger bang if you were doing things like had a good diet, good nutrition, if you got sleep, if you drank plenty of water, all these got sunlight, all these different things that are, good for your health. The redox does what it does. But, I always say, if you're sitting on a sofa with a burger in one hand and a clicker in the other, you may need the redox molecules just to stay alive. If you want to take it to the next level and actually thrive, then you want to do these other things. And our products are, well, look at that other Maureen Hayes. She's good looking. Dr. David Silverman just joined us. But these nutritional products, somebody was asking the questions, shouldn't you have targeted? Yeah, we all have individual needs, but these products were made that anybody could take them. They're whole food nutrition. You look at our source, it's got tons of superfoods in it, very nutrient dense. Most people don't eat enough, greens and vegetables and fruits. This is going to help with some of those, minerals and vitamins that you need from that. Super packed. Plus, it's partially digested, so it's easy for the body to assimilate. Plus, it has enzymes in it, which help you not only to assimilate this product, but also if you take it with food, it's going to help you to digest your food too, because most people have a deficiency of enzymes, especially as they age. So incredible product. Then we have the biome, which Dr. Silverman, will have him come on and talk about. It's one of his favorites. 16 strains of beneficial bacteria, fairly low colony count, so you don't get all of the bloating and gas and all of the negatives with it. Plus, it has prebiotics to feed the little buggers in there, and slippery elm to keep it in the gut. So it really helps with that. Then we have an omega product that's absolutely phenomenal. It's made with very fresh fish. It's actually tested. Most omega products are rancid by the time they go to market. Ours is fresh, has no fish flavor, no fishy burp, any of that. Has omega-3s, 5 and 7. I know Dr. Carolyn Hoffman's with you, isn't she, David? I might let her speak to this. She does a beautiful job talking about the omegas. There she is.
There she
and
is.
Because of, information that she shared with us, I now take more than actually it says on the bottle, because it is so healing. 3, 5, and 7, you can talk a little bit about this, Carolyn. It's not just for your heart. It's not just for your brain. It's for your joints. It's for your hair, your nails, and skin. And then the last one is actually my favorite. It is Life Max. It's got amazing ingredients in it. It's got things that target longevity and vitality, addresses all of the things that we deal with as we get older, and has ingredients that are going to deal with blood sugar, deal with malignancies, deal with your vision loss, deal with cognition. 5 strains of medicinal mushrooms, things like turmeric that you're familiar with, and green tea extract and broccoli seed extract. But it also has interesting things like French cantaloupe that increases your SOD. It's an anti-aging product in and of itself. And then it has astragalus and gotu kola that increase the collagen in your skin. We're talking so much about collagen these days, as well as hyaluronic acid. So you're going to use that in conjunction with everything else that we're sharing with you to get that anti-aging effect so that your body will work better and you'll address these things that are getting to you as you get older. So Dr. Silverman and Dr. Hoffman, if you'll come in and share your wisdom with us, that'd be fabulous.
Yeah. Well, we're late to the game, and one's blurred and one's not. So you get one at a time, I guess. But we're at the hotel getting ready to get in an Uber to go to the airport. We had a great medical professional board meeting. We missed most of this. So what's the topic? Because I'm happy to talk about the biome. Are we talking about nutritionals, or what are we talking about?
Yes, now we're talking about,
Yeah.
Your favorite topic?
Biome.
You know, I have to say that, I've been involved with Asea now for over 12 years, and the blue bottle, the redox signaling molecules, I can hear it on there. The redox signaling molecules in the liquid, the drink, and the gel, if that's all this company had, that would be enough for me. I'd be able to get things from other sources, from a lot of other sources. Not many, but because there's some companies that have good nutritionals and most of them have bad. So when they came out with the nutritionals, I thought, we have a breakthrough for humanity. And the redox signaling molecules, the biggest thing since penicillin, literally. I mean, it doesn't work like a drug. It's not a drug. Something that can make you younger, make you look younger, be younger, sleep better. I'll be 63 in about 2 months. I'll be 63. I feel like I'm 26 years old. It is such a massive breakthrough for humanity that coming out with nutritionals, I thought, well, nutritionals, we need them. I take them. Well, I've had a problem with an intestinal problem until this product came out for about 10 years. Actually, longer, because it was before I started drinking Asea, so it was probably about 12 years. And I mean, experiences is what matters with any of these products, right? I mean, talk, prevention, all that type of stuff. Not that we say it can prevent anything, but it's like, how do you feel something that never happened? When you have a problem and it goes away, then you know that it works. So I had a problem where just intestinally, I was on the toilet. When I was on the toilet, and there wasn't a whole lot of formation there. Let's just say that. We went through a lot of toilet paper in my house. And I tried prebiotics. I tried probiotics. I tried everything, the ones you buy at the store that are refrigerated. Oh, get this. This is the best. I did it all. Well, being on the medical board, when they came out with the nutritional line, they said, come out here. I'm looking at the building right here out the window. Come out here, medical board, and we want to show you these nutritionals we came out. Well, so we're all like, okay, good. We have a breakthrough for humanity. We have nutritionals too. That's nice. Well, we sat around the table and I gravitated towards the biome because of what they were talking about. So I popped 3. And I will tell you that was the last time I had the problem. The next day, I was like, whoa, this is graphic. That felt different. And it certainly looks different. What in the world is this? Absolutely amazing. And then I hear people saying, people that have the opposite problem, they can't go to the bathroom. And it seems to balance everything out. So everything that this company comes out with, everything has incredible value to the human condition. Not everybody needs everything. Not everybody needs all of the products, but there are certain things that everybody needs. Absolutely. And so I love these products. I absolutely do. So here's Dr. Hoffman, and we got a little bit before our Uber comes.
So Maureen, you asked me to talk about the omegas. Inflammation is such a prevalent problem, and omega-3s are beautiful for balancing and combating the challenges we have. Now, if you're eating anything other than real food, anything that's processed, you've probably got an excess of omega-6s. Those things cause a lot of inflammation. So we know that science is showing us that balance is getting a lot worse for us, much worse than it ever used to be 10, 20 years ago. The amount of omega-3s that we need to take on a daily basis to combat the amount of 6s that are causing all of this additional inflammation has accelerated hugely. So I'm going to cut to the bottom line. Before this product came on the market, I was doing some research into some studies that Harvard had been doing. They've been looking at pre-brain and post-brain injury situations, scanning NFL participants. And then they looked at, what was the impact of taking high doses of omega-3s for brain recovery. And it was pretty significant, but you needed very high doses to get the benefit that they were seeing. As it happened, shortly after this product had come out on the market, one of our daughters managed to fall down a massive amount of stairs, hit her head on concrete. So I said, Pa, I've just been reading all of this stuff. I know exactly what you need to do. You need 4 bottles a month of the omega to match what they were using in the Harvard study. Night and day. I've never seen such fast recovery. I've used that level of application for people quite a number of times now. Just an amazing product for helping brain recovery. But just know that, as Maureen said, she's taking more because she's had this chat with me about what we need nowadays, and to kind of just make what you need and to combat the level of inflammatory markers that are happening in the food and the diet that we have. I suggest to all of my clients that they take at least 2 bottles of omega a month, and you'll probably see huge improvements in combating that level of stress.
That's excellent.
Thank you.
That's fantastic. Let's do the disclaimer again, if you don't mind.
Yeah, please.
You know, you got a bunch of doctors on here when we start talking in medical jargon and what we see and what we're helping people with. And of course, Dr. Hoffman is still practicing, so she's actually seeing people in her clinic with this, as well as Dr. Kaufman. But this is not, we're not a medical company, even though we have a lot of medical professionals who are using this and sharing these because they are really breakthrough products. We're not here to diagnose, treat, prevent, cure anything. What we do is empower the cells to heal themselves. But she was citing a study that was done with omegas from Harvard. So that's a little bit different. So in any case, just wanted to get that disclaimer in just one more time so that you know that we're not here to give you medical advice. We're here to empower you to take your own health into your own hands and giving you the best tools we know of to do that.
Right.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Donna Lynn, you, because of your career as a midwife, you work with a lot of younger people. Is there a need for everything that we have? And I know not everything, but with you, when you have young couples that are wanting, and I'm not sure if I'm saying this correctly, but they want to have a family. But can you also speak to the younger people out there that may think, well, I'm healthy, I don't need this? Can you maybe talk to that real quick? You're muted. Maureen, unmute her.
I do work with young people, or more when I was in the midwifery realm, but it's amazing how many people are not as healthy as they think they are. My own grandson, who was 19 when I found this product, had hormone issues that caused major problems. And how many people do you know that are on antidepressants or panic attack medicine or sleep medicine? And it's very popular in the younger generations. So my take on this is that everybody needs this. And they go, well, you know, how can I afford it? If I take the Asea Redox, how can I afford the rest? Well, if you look in your cabinets, you're probably taking some kind of vitamins. And how many of those people that can't afford it go to buy Starbucks? 1 cup of Starbucks would pay for about 5 days of cell performance energy. So, and ours is healthy. Ours is healthy, and you're supporting your own business. So I think really if we just look around and talk to people, everybody's struggling with issues. And we know that Asea is amazing. It's 100% non-toxic. It can't hurt anything, and it's probably going to help a lot. So they may not even realize how unhealthy they are until they start taking it and see the improvements. But this is for every age. It's not just for old people. My grandson really credits this product with saving his life. So I encourage people to talk to people, ask lots of questions, and at least educate them. Then they can make their decision.
I'd like to go back to Hunter if I could real quick. This is a business. why is Asea, if you could maybe be the voice for Asea, why is Asea using this model of cellular communication, cellular health in the industry?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question that to be honest, has several layers to it. The first and perhaps most simple answer is when Virtus Norton came upon this technology, he started sharing it with close friends and realized that those friends began sharing it with friends near them. It's the Genesis story that a lot of us are familiar with, right? And he realized that he had really stumbled onto a technology that was revolutionary. And quite frankly, we refer to it as a gift sometimes because of the benefits that it has. And so the simple answer is Virtus Norton's goal was to achieve global distribution, right? And this is one of the marketing, a network marketing is a way to achieve that. Now, as far as a business goes, the thing that really encourages me about Asea and the direction we're heading is one of our core values is sustainability, right? In order to achieve a global distribution, it means nothing if you're a flash in the pan, right? To be able to have a lasting benefit for people across the globe, there has to be an element of sustainability built into the business. And so a lot of our business decisions are built upon what will create a legacy company and what will keep us around for decades to come to be able to continue to provide these products to benefit people.
Can you hear me?
That's a good.
So 3 minutes. It still just boggles my mind with what we have our hands on. Could each of you just really comment with maybe Dr. Kaufman and starting, how big of a deal is this and where does the future lie?
Well, it's so bright, we need to wear shades. You know, that old statement about this is not your father's Ford. This, you know, being here today with Hunter and Andrea Borges and this team, this is a different corporation than I've seen before, and it's pretty exciting. You definitely want to be at convention. You want to hear these science presentations. What they're doing is not just, oh, here's some more research into redox. They're discovering the things we talked about today, whole new areas about what this does and where it's going, and engineering new products that we got a little, you know, peeks into. This is an exciting, exciting time to be in Asea. You do not want to miss what's going to come down at convention and in these science presentations. That's my 2 cents.
Carolyn?
That's awesome.
For me, I think the key is if you plan and are looking for a way to create additional income and you want to hook up with some kind of a company, to me, the most important thing was I'm not interested in spending my time talking about something that's a Me Too product and trying to explain why my version of something is better than somebody else's version. So the fact that we created this industry, this field of redox signaling, we own, as Tyler would say, the four central squares on the chessboard. And I believe we are dominating larger squares as we've broadened the way in which our technology is being applied. You have something that nobody else has. And as we often say, and so very true, something that nothing else has either, right? We've got the redox. Other things don't have that. So I think that's why they don't work in the same way. To me, this is, in all the years I've been involved in things, I think this is the single most influential technology that I've had the privilege to work with.
Wow. Is Dr. David available? Or
Dr.
is he...
David.
There it is.
What does the future hold, Dr. Silverman?
It holds an overnight flight now back to the East Coast for me. But I just have to say how grateful I am to have found this. And it was because a friend called me. And my need back then was my dad was ill. That was the initial need. but this has been a dream come true for the past over 12 years to find a way to, and I was a foot surgeon. I owned my own practice, my own surgery center. I was board certified. I loved what I did, but I felt like I was meant to do more, and I felt very limited. People say, when I say I felt a little trapped, like, God, you're a doctor, you own your practice, you're trapped. It's a treadmill. Everybody's on their own treadmill, but to find something, to be the first to know about something. I'm looking at the mountains right here, just majestic. And it's like bigger than the mountains. Just, it's an amazing breakthrough for humanity. To know about it, to know you're going to help people around the world by the ripple effect. You tell people, they tell people, they tell people, and not focusing on making money, but you will get paid for that ripple. And the money comes as big or as little as you want it. And it comes when you're awake or when you're sleeping. It gives you freedom in life to live a life of abundance, not a life of settling or struggling, just complete abundance. And to work with people like this, I mean, nobody really talks about the money unless that's the focus of the conversation. It's like, we're doing something really important. We get paid well for it. We have fun with good people that are positive. We're not around complaining people, negative people, backstabbing people. Hey, the business isn't for everybody, but if you're looking for something, if you want more out of your one and only life, out of your 75 summers, 75 winters, they go by fast. You know, why struggle or settle? Find fulfillment, find a way to make a lot of money if that's what you want, and time freedom, and do something really important. And if it's you, if you're looking for more, check us out thoroughly. Come to conventions so you can get the full picture. You'll know if it's right for you or not.
Wow. Thank you, David. Donalyn?
Well, I agree with everything everyone has said, but to me, after spending this day at corporate and hearing what I heard, as amazing as we know the company, the product, the business model, the technology, as amazing we know that all of that is, we've only scratched the surface, and we're going to hear more and more about our amazing redox signaling molecules.
Thank you. Maureen?
You know, I'll keep it short because so much has been said already, but, you know, I am just so grateful and blessed to have been part of this. I almost missed it. If you've heard my story, you know that, you know, the first time it came around, I kind of flushed all the information, thought this salt water from Salt Lake City, what are they going to come up with next? You know, bottled air, you know, it just sounded just, I don't know, snake oil. But, you know, it literally saved my husband's life. And I got to see what it did in a few people. And I was like, what is this? Well, for me, it's the missing link. You know, there's a lot that we can do, but when you empower the body to heal itself, miraculous things happen. And this is a bioreplenish agent where the only place, the only company that you can get it from, the science is highly protected. And we're very, very safe with this company, keeping our secrets safe. So this is going to be the only place to find out about this for a long time. Plus the amount of time, effort, and scientific rigor that they put into new products is absolutely amazing. So you guys, it's not easy. I'm going to tell you, these little molecules are not easy to describe. They're not easy to share. Hunter's done a fabulous job of giving us keywords that we can share with other people. But I know, you know, you go out and you talk to people about redox. They've never heard of it. They don't know what it is. They don't understand it, but it's important because you can change people's lives with this. And I've been involved for 10 years now, and it's been literally the best 10 years of my career. Because as a physician, I'm doing everything I always wanted to do, which was to help people have a better quality of health and a better quality of life, and empowering them, not with another pill or procedure, but empowering them with bioreplenishment agents so that they can have the best possible health that they're interested in. So it's a blessing.
Wow. Dr. Osler?
This has been a wonderful event here. I wished everybody could have the opportunity to just be a fly on the wall and see what's going on. I'm grateful for the leadership. And I echo what Dr. David was saying earlier. The core technology that we're dealing with is all about cellular health. If everybody understood the deep science like some of us do, you would understand that there's nothing in your body that gets better unless these these metabolic pathways are functioning as these are the rules of the cell. And so I'm really grateful to the pioneers of this company that literally stumbled into this. You know, it was more than just stumble. I think it was a guided thing, who found a way to take that science, take that technology and develop it, mature it, and bring it to a place where we can take advantage of it in our personal lives. It's really hard to describe, you know, changed lives, both financial as well as, and maybe more importantly, your health, because if you don't have your health, you know, no amount of money really matters. And so my hat's off to, you know, Hunter and his team, for the corporate executives who have really made this possible for us to be a part of this great vision. So I hope everybody understands, appreciates that. If you can make it to the convention next month, please come. But you know, dig in, share this with your friends, invite them to take a look at this, and just do it. So thank you.
And bring us home, Hunter.
Great. Maureen did touch on a point where, you know, sometimes it is difficult to explain these redox signaling molecules. It's not something that a lot of people are familiar with. I'm here to tell you that's going to change. The winds in the scientific community are changing, and they are headed towards redox. Redox is going to be recognized globally as a foundational component to health. So if you're with us now, the best is yet to come, because the world is going to take note.
Holy mackerel. We're going to stop there. That was phenomenal. This turned out better than I ever could have anticipated. Dr. Silverman, Dr. Hoffman, thank you. Yep. Dr. Kaufman, obviously more one of my favorites will always be Donalyn Dominguez. Maureen Hayes, Hunter, thank you. Dr. Osler, this is awesome. Who do we have next week? Yeah, so we have a first timer coming on. Her name is Gloria Liebecker. Some of you may know her. She has a following called Healing You with Gloria. She does some healing with horses. She's done several modalities, all holistic, giving somebody a transformational change. And of course, she loves redox signaling molecules and has been sharing that for over 2 years. And she's going to partner with Jerry White, who knows her very well. And so they're going to tag team together next Friday night, same place, same time. So don't miss us. Great. Guys, thank you. This has been awesome. Lee, when will it be up on Redox Matters?
We will have it on within probably 18 hours. It'll be Saturday afternoon or evening, since I'll be flying home tomorrow and won't have access to it.
RedoxMatters.com.
Yep.
Correct.
That's it.
All right, guys. Thank you. God bless. You guys have a safe trip home. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Awesome. Thank you.
Enjoy.